जय गणराया श्री गणराया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया। जय गणराया श्री गणराया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया। सिद्धि विनायक बुद्धि प्रदायक, सिद्धि विनायक बुद्धि प्रदायक, सिद्धि विनायक बुद्धि प्रदायक, सिद्धि विनायक बुद्धि प्रदायक, निर्मल पुत्र गजानना, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया। अष्ट विनायक मंगलदायक, अष्ट विनायक मंगलदायक, अष्ट विनायक मंगलदायक, अष्ट विनायक मंगलदायक, निर्मल पुत्र गजानना, मातृ प्रेम गजानना, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया। सिंदूर वदना संकट हरणा, सिंदूर वदना संकट हरणा, सिंदूर वदना संकट हरणा, सिंदूर वदना संकट हरणा, निर्मल पुत्र गजानना, मातृ प्रेम गजानना, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया। जय गणराया श्री गणराया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया। जय गणराया श्री गणराया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया, 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 मंगल मूर्ति मोरया। A very warm welcome to all the seekers in the session this evening, and a warm welcome from the family of Sahaja. It's really amazing, and it's something very unprecedented for us that so many of you are joining us in this medium through online and getting your self-realization and learning about Sahaja through the Zoom and YouTube channel that we have started. So we started this channel last year for a few friends in March when we had the lockdown, and a lot of people were looking for ways to get to themselves, the inner self, to figure out peace within. and they wanted to understand how this can happen through Sahaja Yoga. That is when we started this. And now from 4 or 5 people now, there are thousands, I think around 15,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel, and so many join through Zoom as well at times. And we have sessions going on every day for people to attend at their own convenience. So in the morning, we have a session at 8 o'clock. This is for new seekers. In the afternoon, we have a session at 4:15, and in the evening, this is the time of 7:45. Only on Saturdays, we started a session in English also for people who do not understand Hindi or would prefer to understand in English. So what we'll do in the next hour or so is talk briefly about Sahaja Yoga, what Sahaja Yoga is, who Shree Mataji is, how it can benefit us. And then we'll talk a little bit about our internal subtle system. So in each session, we try to cover one chakra, nadi, and so on and so forth. So today we'll talk about the SAHASRARA chakra. After that, we will do the actual self-realization experience for all of us, which is the most important thing. And if we have any questions, we can have those questions at the end. You can join through Zoom if you want to talk to us in that Q&A session, or you can leave your comments on the YouTube chat for that. So what is Sahaja Yoga? How can it benefit us? How is it different from others? These are a few things that most people want to understand and want to figure out. So Sahaja Yoga, as the name suggests, is something that is very spontaneous. Sahaj means spontaneous or simple, something that happens on its own. And yoga means the union with the divine, so our connection with the Almighty. So what does that mean for us? How does that happen? What is yoga essentially? So we have understood so many things now in the name of religion, in the name of tapasya, in the name of the search for God. So many things we have seen in our Hindu religion as well, in other religions as well. In our Indian culture, there is a huge amount of respect for people who are searching for God. And in that, we have also gone to a lot of wrong things. So what is yoga? What should we expect when we get our yoga is something that we do not know. So yoga is, as I mentioned, it's a union with the divine. What is it that gets united with the divine? How does that union happen? So we are made in the image of God, as in we have a soul residing inside us, the spirit, which is the Atma, which is a reflection of the God Almighty. So when the Atma gets enlightened is when we get the Atma Sakshatkar, the self-realization. How does that happen? That happens by the awakening of the Kundalini Shakti inside us. We'll talk in detail what Kundalini Shakti is, but that is the power of God inside us. When that gets ignited, our Atma gets enlightened. And when the Kundalini pierces the Sahasrara chakra here, the power of God, which we say He's everywhere, He's in every atom molecule, then that power starts flowing through us, and that gives us our union with the divine. So for the first time, we are connected to the God Almighty, His power, which starts channeling through us. So He's made us in a way where we can channel His powers through us. That is who we are. That is the amazing machinery, one can call, that has been already built inside us. It's just that we do not know about it. For some reason, so many saints and incarnations have talked about it in their own language, in their own methods. There weren't a lot of people like us today who were really searching for it. Very few. For example, Lord Krishna only talked to Arjuna at that time. He was the only worthy person, according to him, probably. So there were very few people who were actually searching for God. Today is the day, today is the time when, in all this unbelievable mayhem that we are in, we are actually searching for Him. In all of this confusion, we have started searching for God. There were never these many seekers before. There were very few who would go out into mountains and would sit in caves, and for hundreds of years they would do tapasya, sadhana, and maybe one or two out of millions would get it. And then there was this Guru Shishya Parampara, where one Guru would give it to one Shishya after a lot of penances. So how is it possible that now we normal people can get it sitting at our homes? How is this amazing, unbelievable thing going to happen to us sitting here at our homes? So this is something that has been promised in every scripture, in every religion. This has been talked about, that a day will come when you will get your salvation. This is the salvation. This is the moksha that we get at sitting at our homes, really. And how does this happen? Where, for example, it's been talked about in Nadi Granth 14,000 years ago by Markandeya. He's predicted the time, actually, he's predicted the time that now translates into 1970 when Shree Mataji started Sahaja Yoga. And he's talked about this time where people sitting at home, they will get their self-realization. Now, so many things have been said and so many things are promised. And we are sitting in a time where there are so many people talking about it, and so many are promising something higher, stating that they are real gurus, when eventually we figure out that they are not really gurus. They were after our money or something else, and now they are sitting in jails. So Shree Mataji has kept Sahaja Yoga free of cost from day one. She says this is the divine's love for humans. This is the mother's love for us. How can you pay for it? What can you pay for it? There is nothing you can pay for it. So Sahaja Yoga has no such conditions. There's nothing you have to give. It's something you have to achieve. You have to take. You have to sit with that understanding and attitude when you talk about Sahaja Yoga. So it's spreading like this, like we talking to you, like others talking to each other, because there's no real course or organization like that. It's not now certified that you are a Sahaja Yogi. You get that experience, you self-certify, you benefit yourself from the vibrations, the power of God that starts flowing through you. And that will solve your problems. So how does that happen? So first of all, Shree Mataji says that this is the time of blossom. Earlier, it used to be one or two people who would get realization. Now, even the need of the hour is that a lot of us should get it. Otherwise, the kind of news that we keep hearing these days, it seems like where the world is going to go from now. It's just unimaginable, the kind of bad things that have come up. So it's the need of the hour. And Shree Mataji says that on the tree of life, once earlier, there would be like one or two flowers coming in. Now it's the time of blossom where everybody has to get it. And that is what the discovery of Sahaja Yoga is. Shree Mataji has found a way to give it to thousands. And now so many people across the world, across 150 countries now, are practicing Sahaja Yoga by her grace and are receiving the bliss of God's power, Param Chaitanya, that they feel in their hands when they meditate. So this is essentially what Sahaja Yoga is in very brief. And we have been doing these sessions every day. If you have any questions about more details, we're happy to talk about them. What we'll do quickly now is jump on to the subtle system inside us, and whatever details you have left out till now, we'll sort of try and cover it there. So now you will see a subtle system of our inner being coming in front of you. So what is this exactly, and what does this mean for us? So by now we would have seen this chart many times. It's been talked about a lot in various places. People are mentioning chakras and nadis, and this photo keeps popping up. I'm sure many of us have seen it. So this is from the inside, all of us are like this. From the outside, we all look different. But on the inside, we have this network, or we can say this mechanism built in, through which on the subtle level, this is on the subtle level, and it controls everything that we are. So our complete persona, that is the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, everything is controlled by these 7 chakras and three main nadis inside us. So what is all of this? So let's just talk about that a bit. So when a child is in the mother's womb, 2.5 months old, that is when God's power enters through the fontanelle bone area. Here you can see a large flower shown on the top of the head. That is the Sahasrara chakra. That is called as the Brahmarandra, which literally means the whole of the divine. So from there, the energy of God, you can call it by whatever name you want, enters inside us. That is the life force inside us. It creates all of these nadis, these chakras, and the residual energy that is left. It comes down and it forms coils, kundals, which is why it is called as Kundalini, 3.5 coils. It's in a triangular shaped bone, which is called as the sacrum bone. For some reason, it was known to the people who named it that this is a sacred place inside us. So this energy goes into a sleeping state. We say that children are the form of God. Many of us say that. That's because up till a certain age, this energy is still awakened inside them. The fontanelle bone area is still soft and palpitating. So slowly and gradually, we all develop this I-ness inside us, conditionings inside us. We learn the ways of the world, and that connection with the divine, it gets disrupted or it gets cancelled. Awakening the Kundalini again and getting that connection back to the divine is what is to be done in the name of yoga. That is the only thing that is actually the meaning of yoga, because that is divine. So then a lot of questions come to our minds, like there are Patanjali yoga and this yoga and that yoga, Karma yoga, Bhakti yoga, so many things are there. They're all part and parcel of something that we are all trying to achieve. And this is the ultimate goal, the awakening of the Kundalini. For example, in Patanjali yoga, there are 8 parts of that yoga. Yam, Niyam, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Vyayam, all of those things are there. The last one is Ishwar Pranidhan, when you get to God. So all of these things, they are being told to you to do. So you do a Yam Niyam, there is some form of discipline, you do some exercise, you keep everything okay inside you. First you cleanse yourself. That is the idea of the tapasya and all of that was being done. Once you cleanse yourself, then if your guru is willing, he will give you the self-realization. What Shree Mataji is able to do to us by her grace is that she gives us the awakening first. So you light the candle, the lantern first. Then if there are some smidges, something is not clear or clean, you keep on cleaning. Now you have the light. Earlier you don't have the light, you just go on rubbing and cleaning it. And then after a lot of hard work, finally the lantern gets lit. So that is the idea of Sahaja Yoga, and what Shree Mataji is trying to do is that awaken everybody's Kundalini. And then whichever chakras, nadis we have imbalances in, we have problems in, we can correct them ourselves with the power that starts flowing through us. This is the idea of Sahaja Yoga today. So in short, this is about the subtle system. What happens is that, so we have, so these flower-like things which we call chakras are actually on the gross, they are the plexuses. On the subtle, they are the chakras. They're manifested as the plexuses inside us. And interestingly, the medical science also has 7 plexuses placed inside us in these 7 spots exactly. And these plexuses are the network of nerves inside us. We know that the nervous system, it ends in our hands and our feet. So what happens in meditation is that we can feel our own chakras for the first time. We do not know what's wrong within us. So all of a sudden we develop a disease sometimes. And we say, how did this happen? How did this come to me? All of a sudden doctor says, you have cancer, you have this much time to live. We do not know what's happening inside us. So for the first time, we get to know what chakras are catching. These chakras control our physical persona, our mental persona, our emotional being, everything inside us. So when these are all right, all these things, our complete existence is okay. If they are not okay, we feel them on our fingertips, a burning sensation, a tingling sensation, some heaviness, something that is unpleasant. And if it's all right, we feel cool vibrations come to our hands. So what we'll do while talking about these chakras now is also talk about their placements on our fingertips. So you can see that numbering has been done on our palms. So we'll quickly go through these chakras. Okay. Before that, let's talk about the nadis also inside us. So there are three major nadis. The left one is called as the Ida Nadi. The left sympathetic nervous system is controlled by this nadi. Also, it's called as the moon channel. So this nadi inside us is actually all about the past inside us. Everything that has happened in our past gets stored here. All people who are always thinking about the past are working too much on this nadi. People who are very emotional, they are all the time working too much on this nadi. All our desires, they originate from this nadi. Joy and such good bliss, that also comes from this nadi. There's so many things that we can attribute to the three nadis inside us. But the point here is that if we are somebody who lives too much in the past or is too emotional, then we overuse this nadi. We go into an imbalance inside us. And that is where we develop diseases relating to this left channel, which are mostly the psychosomatic or the diseases that cannot be cured. Those kind of problems come to us if we go too much on the left side. We can feel this nadi, the whole on the left palm. Similarly, on the right hand side, we have the Pingla nadi inside us. This nadi is completely the opposite of the left one. So it's responsible for our future. So all our future thoughts, planning for the future, our ambitions that I want to do this, I'll become that, I'll become this. The aggression towards others, all of that originates from the right nadi. So the people who are on the left are aggressing themselves. They're always depressed. They keep saying bad things to themselves. And on the right, people aggress others, and they can be very hot-tempered people, or they can be people who are all the time working, maybe physically or mentally, whatever we do, all that action happens from the right channel. So we said the left channel is for desires, the right channel is for action. There has to be a balance between the two. All the time we are thinking, we do not know it, but our thoughts are all the time going on, and they don't stop even for a second. So what happens is that we are actually either on the left or on the right. We are all the time either thinking of the past or of the future, and we do not even know when we jump from one thought to the other. When we come to the center, which is the third and the central path inside us, which controls the parasympathetic inside us, the Sushumna Nadi, we are in the present for the first time. And that being in the present, when the Kundalini rises and pierces the Akya Chakra, we actually go into a Nirvichar Avastha also. So this Nadi is the path for Kundalini to rise up. And we have to be in balance for Kundalini to awaken. So before going into meditation, we do some steps to bring ourselves into a balance as well, which is very important. We can understand that anything that has to go up has to be in balance. Otherwise, a plane cannot fly, right? So in the same way, the Kundalini has to rise. We have to be a balanced personality. If we have lived our lives in a very, very balanced manner, then it's very easy to get a realization also. But if not, then there are some complications. We can, of course, correct them through the methods that we know in Sahaja. So this is about the nadis inside us. We'll quickly talk about the chakras now. So the first chakra that we see is the Muladhara chakra. The first one is, of course, adorned by the one who is worshipped the first, Sri Ganesha. And he is the Lord of innocence and wisdom inside us. He is the giver of Buddhi, Vivek, Pavitrata, Mangalmayata. So Buddhi is the intelligence, Vivek is the wisdom, and Pavitrata is the innocence. I'm not sure if there's a word for Mangalmayata in English. But yeah, all these qualities originate from him. If we go against the qualities of any of the deities of any of the chakras, then that chakra goes back. So for example, we are going against Pavitrata, innocence. So in terms of sex, if you're going into some wrong direction, then this chakra goes off. When the chakra goes off, we develop diseases around. So this chakra, we can imagine it controls all the organs of excretion in our body. So we develop diseases like AIDS because of that. So on the contrary, when this chakra gets awakened, we get all the qualities of Sri Ganesha, of wisdom and innocence that gets awakened inside us. And we can feel this chakra where we have written number 1 on the palm. So this is the place where the palm meets the hand, the arm. And in children especially, this chakra is very important. If small children get their realization early, they develop the right wisdom, they do not do any wrong things in life. So it's very important. It's a very important chakra for all of us to start off Sahaja Yoga as well. You can say Kundalini is placed above Muladhara chakra, and it's Sri Ganesha who gives the indication to the Kundalini that there is some authorized person sitting in front. So now you can awaken Mother. So after this, we have the Swadhisthana chakra that's presented in yellow, and we can feel this chakra on both our thumbs. This chakra is adorned by Shri Brahmadev Saraswati, and we know that they are the creators of this universe. By their grace, we develop creativity when this chakra gets awakened inside us. This chakra controls a lot of organs, including the liver, spleen, pancreas in our body. And this chakra is actually also responsible for converting the fat cells into gray cells for our brain to think. So we do actually are thinking through our Swadhisthana chakra, that is our stomach, and not our brain only. So people who are doing too much mental activity, planning all the time, worrying, so they use a lot of the energy coming from this chakra. And this chakra is unable to provide the required energy to the organs like pancreas and liver. So such people usually develop diabetes, or if they are working in too much stress, they develop liver issues. Most right-sided people develop liver issues a lot. So this chakra, you can see the right nadi actually originates from this chakra only. So yeah, we have seen in Sahaja Yoga, people develop amazing creativity inside them when this chakra gets awakened. And there are a lot of other things, like if we have gone to some wrong gurus or done some tantra mantra, then this chakra gets very badly hurt on the left hand side as well. So now we'll talk about the NABHI chakra, the third one, the green chakra that is depicted here. That is adorned by Sri Lakshmi Narayan inside us. And when this chakra gets awakened, all the qualities of a true Lakshmipati, somebody who is a real Lakshmipati, gets awakened, and that person is generous to others. That person has a great livelihood, both in home and outside. Everything is balanced in such a life, and such a person is a very gracious and generous person. Anybody visits their home, they are so nice to them. All those qualities of a true Lakshmipati gets awakened, and thus the 10 forms of Lakshmi, all of their blessings come on us. As against if there's a miserly person, then this chakra may get caught. If there's an issue in the family between the husband and wife, this chakra can get caught. If there's an issue financially also, this chakra can get caught on the right side. Apart from this, chakra has a very important quality inside us. This is the chakra of our evolution. So we know that Sri Narayan, he incarnated so many times to take us to the next level. You can imagine the first incarnation was in the form of fish. The life had turned to, had been in a fish form by then. Then he came as a Kashyap, a tortoise. Then as a Narsingh avatar. So many. And then finally, as Sri Ram and Sri Krishna, where he told us what our life should be. So the evolution has been played along by him. Also, this chakra is the chakra of our seeking, through which we seek. So for example, in animal stage, we were seeking food, we were seeking shelter, we were seeking some mundane things like that. Now, as humans, we have evolved a bit. We are seeking let's say we are seeking power, we are seeking money, we are seeking love, we are seeking something that will give us peace. And eventually we turn towards God. We start seeking Him because we realize nothing else gives us the true joy. So this is a very, very important chakra inside us from that perspective. It is placed on both our middle fingers, which are the longest fingers. And around this is the Bhavsagara, which has been named here as void. So this Bhavsagara is the place of the 10 masters, the master principle inside us. Shri Adiguru Dattatreya is the true master, the primordial master, and his 10 incarnations are placed here, which have appeared at different times in different geographies. They have talked about different religions. So for example, Moses, Abraham, Zoroaster, Shirdi Sainath, Raja Janak, Adi Shankaracharya, and Lao Tse, and so many like them, Muhammad Saab, who have established different religions, taught different things at different times, according to the people that they were talking to and the need of the hour. But the main agenda for all of them was establishing the religion, the true religion inside us. So this is the place of the religion inside us, which is not Hindu, Muslim, Christian, anything like that. But it's the religion, the innate one, which is telling us what is right, what is wrong all the time. So this is the place of the religion inside us, the dharma. And when we go against that dharma in any form or shape, this chakra goes off. There are many things because of which it can happen. Also, if we go to any wrong gurus and we bow down to them, then this chakra can also get caught. This chakra is placed in the center of our palm, around the very center of the palm, in fact. That is a yellow kind of depiction on the palm. So after this is the Anhat chakra inside us, which is the heart chakra. And this chakra has, every chakra has 3 parts, but this has specifically 3 incarnations here. So on the left hand side is the Shiv Parvati, which is the seat of the spirit. So Shiva resides in our heart as the spirit, who's the reflection of Sada Shiva, who actually resides on the top of our head. So we'll talk about that now after we reach Sahasrara chakra. In the center is Jagadamba, the mother of the universe, who is the protector, who gives us the confidence that we are under her protection. She is the one who takes us across the Bhavsagara. And we would have heard such connotations in some bhajans where we say that Devi is the one who saves her bhaktas from this Bhavsagara. On the right hand side is place of Sri Ram, Sri Sitaram, who are the epitome of maryadas inside us, of what we should be doing, what we should not be doing in life, in every aspect, in every role that we play. So when we go against those maryadas, this chakra gets caught. And when we go against the spirit itself, that is, we lack compassion for each other, then the left hand side gets caught. If we are very afraid, very insecure, then the central heart gets caught. And you will see that people who are children, especially who are very afraid, they get sick very often. Women who develop diseases like breast cancer are the ones who have some kind of insecurity built in, maybe due to their husbands or families, and such women get such diseases. We can feel this chakra on the smallest fingers on our palms, that are the red fingers shown. After this is the Vishuddhi chakra, which is the place of Sri Radha Krishna inside us. And this chakra is very important for a lot of reasons. As you can imagine, the qualities of Sri Krishna, of his sweetness, his madhurya, his ability to see the whole world as a Leela, the Sakshi that he was. He created collectivity inside human beings with the things that he started, like the Ras and Holi. And when you talk about Krishna, he's the Virata. So we are a part and parcel of that Virata. We are all cells and microcosms, cells and small particles in that whole macrocosm that he is. So all of that understanding that develops inside us. These are qualities that we develop of being a Sakshi, of being collective, by the grace of this chakra, by the grace of Sri Radha Krishna. This chakra is responsible for our communication. Our hands are controlled by this chakra. So we feel vibrations because this chakra is okay. If this chakra is caught, we do not feel vibrations at times in Sahaja Yoga. This controls our ENT, everything, our face, our eyes on the outside. And so on the left hand side, this chakra gets caught when we are feeling guilty a lot. All the time we are feeling guilty. Oh, I have done this wrong. I have done that wrong. I'm such a bad person. Even sitting now, we may be feeling, oh, how can I get realization I'm such a bad person? So when we do like that, this chakra gets caught and we do not feel the vibrations even though we get our realization. So in Sahaja Yoga, we do this prayer also that I'm not guilty at all. On the right hand side, so on the left hand side, we are cursing ourselves. On the right hand side, we are abusing others. We are, if the right chakra is caught, it's most likely because that person shouts a lot, is abusing to others, and is not sweet to them, or it may also get caught because of smoking or using tobacco in any form. We can feel this chakra on our index fingers on both the hands, on the left and right side. After this comes the Agya chakra. This chakra is the gate. It's called as the door to heaven, because after this is the Sahasrara chakra, which we'll talk about. And this is the constricted path of the three nadis crossing over each other. And there's a very small path for the Kundalini to rise and cross the Agya chakra. And that's because we develop two very big balloons in our heads, so to say, of ego and superego. And these happen because whatever we learn in our life as conditionings, whatever experiences we have, that comes up and builds a superego inside us. From the left side into the head, it crosses over to the right side. Whereas whatever we do, whatever activities, whatever actions, ambitions, thoughts we have, that develops into ego on the left hand side. That we can see as the yellow one. So when Kundalini pierces through this Agya chakra, it absorbs all of this. That is our karmas. All our karmas are absorbed by Kundalini. And this path opens up to the Sahasrara. So the mantra for this chakra is forgiveness. So Jesus Christ, Gautam Buddha, Mahavir, all three are placed here, and they've talked about forgiveness and forgiveness only. All their lives have been about giving examples to human beings how they can be forgiving to others. But still we find it very difficult to forgive others. But that's very important. Unless we do that, the Kundalini cannot rise. So we can feel this chakra on the ring fingers, the fingers next to the smallest fingers, and on both the sides, on left and right. After this comes the last chakra, that is the Sahasrara chakra. So as I mentioned about ego and superego, when they get sucked in by Kundalini, the path to our unison with divine gets opened up, which is the Sahasrara chakra. This is also the place of the Brahmarandra, as we talked about inside us, the Dasham Dwar. It's been named as many things by many saints and sages. And so Sahasrara, the literal meaning is 1,000-petaled. So this chakra has, in fact, here in our brain, there are 1,000 nadis crossing over each other. And when this chakra opens up, the power of Almighty, the Param Chaitanya starts flowing through us. This chakra it has seats of all the other chakras placed in our head. We have all the chakras integrated into Sahasrara. So once all our other chakras get fully awakened, the deities come up and rise and sit in our Sahasrara in their own places there. And this chakra, when we say the quality is integration, there's so many things to talk about in terms of integration. All the chakras get integrated, we get integrated to the divine, and we say that all the time we are in a tussle inside, that our mind says something, our heart says something, and we are going in some or other direction. We become an integrated personality because we are one with the divine, and we work as a channel for the divine. So this is the chakra. By the opening of this chakra, we get to our self-realization. Shree Mataji opened this on 5th May 1970. The 51st anniversary of that recently happened on 5th May, and we celebrate that day as the Sahasrara Day. So by that happening, in fact, Shree Mataji found the way to give this Amas realization. It's not just one person, but to thousands. So this is a very, very important chakra for us. We feel this chakra on the very center of both our palms, where we feel the vibrations. Now we have talked a lot about vibrations. What are these vibrations? They are described as, in various scriptures, they are described. And why do we feel them on our hands, like cool or hot breeze is also described. So for example, the Adi Guru Shankaracharya, the first Shankaracharya that happened, he was kind of the one who established the Hindu Dharma. He talked about Param Chaitanya as Salilam Salilam. He says when Maa ki kripa hoti hai, that is when the mother's grace dawns upon us, we feel the vibrations. He's called it as Param Chaitanya, as Salilam Salilam, as cool breeze flowing through. In Bible, it is written that when the Holy Ghost appears, you feel the cool breeze. They do not know what is Holy Ghost. They do not know how this cool breeze will come. In Quran, it's said that when Qiyamah's time will come, your hands will speak and they will give witness against you. So we know that how that witness can happen, because our own chakras, we will feel which one is catching, what I have been doing wrong, how can I correct myself. For the first time that happens. I don't know if we really know the meanings of these things that have been mentioned in these scriptures and we've been reading them. But the true actual happening of these things happen in Sahaja for the first time. In fact, all these scriptures are being proved true by Shree Mataji's grace. What these sages and saints have talked about, we have never really understood them. It's like they have talked in so many different forms and languages which we cannot comprehend. We get all of that integration of all these religions, of all these saints and sages through Sahaja, because they've all talked about the same thing, and we understand that once we get a realization. So that is the most important thing. We'll move towards the self-realization experience now. What we do is we do some steps before we get into meditation. And what we'll do is just see those steps in front of us. We'll get them on the screens, and we'll see them with our eyes open, and then we'll do that with closed eyes in meditation. So we talked about balancing ourselves, if you remember, when we talked about the nadis, and we balance ourselves through the 5 elements that have built us. So we are formed out of the 5 elements. We use them in different shapes and forms in Sahaja Yoga to cleanse ourselves, to balance ourselves. So the first step to cleanse our left Ida Nadi is to put our right hand on the Mother Earth. So we have the left hand open in our lap and the right hand on the Mother Earth. We'll do some prayers and meditation here. After this, we bring our right hand back into our lap and put our left hand towards the sky. This is for cleansing our right channel with the sky or ether element. After this, we'll put both our hands on the Mother Earth. The next step, we'll just bring both our hands back into our lap. And the next steps we'll do only with our right hand. So the left hand is representing our Ida Nadi, which is the power of desire inside us, whereas the right hand is the power of action, the Ida, the Pingla Nadi. So we'll do all our actions with our right hand now. We'll put our right hand on our heart. We'll press a bit and we'll have some prayers here. The next step, we'll put this hand on our forehead and press like we would when we will have a headache, maybe. You have to press from both the sides. The same hand goes at the back of the head where we place our pillow and push back our head a bit. The last step will put the center of our palm on the top of the head, on the fontanel bone area, and we'll pull back our fingers and push from our hand on the head and move our scalp in a clockwise direction. Without raising the hand, we will move the scalp in a clockwise direction. So this is it. These are all the steps that we'll do in meditation. Now, it's important to understand that moving our hands and doing prayers cannot be enough to get to what we are talking about. Shree Mataji's photo will be coming on the screen now. This photo is very, very special. By the grace of this photo, we get our self-realization because the Param Chaitanya flows through this photo. So it's very important for us to be placed very humbly, with all humility. We have to ask for it. It doesn't happen without asking for it. So we have to sit with that understanding, that humility, that we have to gain something here from Shree Mataji. And if this is the ultimate, this is what the union with the divine is, then I want it. You really have to want it from your heart for it to happen. Otherwise, it will not happen. So with all humility and all respect, we'll look at Shree Mataji's photo with that feeling in your heart that you want to get your self-realization. You truly want it. We'll slowly close our eyes. And we'll look inside. We'll try to bring our attention inside. We'll place both our palms on our lap open and keep our back straight a bit. Now we'll do the steps that we had just seen. We'll place our right hand on the Mother Earth, where we have to pray that Mother, please clear my Ida channel, my Ida Nadi, and take out all its negativity through the Mother Earth. Mother, please cleanse my Ida Nadi. We should pay attention to our palms, both of them, and see what is happening. Mother, please take out all the negativities from my Ida Nadi through the Mother Earth. Now we'll bring our right hand back into our lap and place our left hand towards the sky by bending the elbow a bit. We have to pray here that Mother, please cleanse my Pingla Nadi, my right channel, and take out all its negativities through the sky element, the ether element. Mother, please cleanse my Pingla Nadi. We should pay attention to both our palms and see what do we feel. Now we'll place both the hands on the Mother Earth. And we'll pray that Mother, please bring me into a state of balance. Whatever imbalances, impurities are still left in my Ida and Pingla Nadis, please suck them out through the Mother Earth. Mother, please cleanse my Ida and Pingla nadis and bring me into a state of balance. Now bring your both hands into your lap. We should keep paying attention to our palms in between and see what is the status. Now bring the right hand on the heart and press here. This is the place of Atma inside us, place of the spirit. And here we have to say a truth with full confidence. Mother, I am the spirit. I'm not this body, this mind, these problems, these conditionings, this ego. None of this is me, Mother. I am the pure spirit, which is the truth. The light of the spirit inside us is only shrouded by all these identities that we have created around us. So we have to say, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Now, as we said, it's very important to not feel guilty at all. Otherwise, we'll not feel the vibrations on our hands. So we have to say here that, Mother, as I am the pure spirit, I am not guilty at all, because the spirit doesn't commit any sin. The God is the ocean of forgiveness and love and compassion. So there's nothing that we have done which He cannot forgive. So just say that, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Now bring this hand on your forehead, where you would press it like you would normally do when you have a headache, and press from both the sides. Now here we have to say that, Mother, I forgive everyone. We've seen that this chakra will not open unless we forgive others. And we also know that by not forgiving, we do not do anything, but only play in the hands of the people who have hurt us. So let us forgive everyone in one go and let God take over. Mother, I forgive everyone. Mother, I forgive everyone. No need to remember anybody's name, but just forgive everyone. Now, bring this hand on the back of our head where you place the pillow and push back our head towards the sky. Here, for our own satisfaction, we have to once ask for forgiveness from God. Oh Lord, if we have committed any sin against you, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive me. Please forgive us. Oh Lord, if I have committed any sin against you, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Now, we'll bring this hand on the top of our head, push back the fingers and place only the center of the palm on the fontanelle bone area on the Sahasrara. Now push with this hand and move this hand in a clockwise direction so that the scalp moves along with it. Here, Shree Mataji says that even she cannot surpass our freedom. So only if we ask for it, we will get it. So we have to really ask for it from the bottom of our heart. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, I want my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Please give me the union with the divine. Please let me feel the bliss and joy of the love of God. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Now bring this hand back into your lap. Just put your attention, let your attention be where you had put your hand right now on the top of the head. Bring your attention to both your palms and see what is happening on the fingertips. Is there some tingling? In the center of the palm, is there some cool or hot breeze? Is there some heaviness? Anything like that. Now bring your right hand again on the top of the head where we had just put our hand and raise the hand 2 to 3 inches above that. You'll find a cool breeze coming out of your head from a particular place. It could be hot also. You can move this hand left and right, and you'll find that from a particular place, this breeze would be coming. Bring your right hand back into your lap and try this with your left hand. Again, raise it a bit from the top of your head and see there's a cool breeze coming out. Bring your hand back into your lap. Now, the last step, we'll just put both our hands completely towards the sky. Completely up, the palms open towards the sky and your head pushed back. Now we have to ask a fundamental question here. Mother, is this the divine power of love? Mother, is this the Param Chaitanya? Mother, is this the power of God that has created everything and is taking care of everything? In response, the feelings of vibrations on your hands will improve. Now bring your hands back slowly onto your laps. We'll put our attention on the top of the head where we had placed our hands and sit in meditation for a minute. Slowly, we can open our eyes and look at Shree Mataji's photo. You'll find that there are no thoughts and that you can continue looking at her photo without thinking in meditation. We'll bring both our hands in a pranam and namaskara to Shree Mataji and thank her for all the bliss and joy in this session, in this meditation. To all the seekers who have just joined us, it's important to understand that if this is your first time or you have done it a couple of times with us, then you should continue doing this and establish this experience. Once you start getting the vibrations properly, you will enjoy it on your own. Jai Shri Mataji. Mayank, you want to take over?
Jai Shri Mataji, everyone. If any of you who has joined on YouTube, if you have any questions, you can ask in the chat. We'll try to answer your questions. If you want to talk directly, we have shared the link to our Zoom meeting. You can click on that link, join the Zoom meeting and chat with us. We conduct self-realization session for new seekers every day on this same YouTube channel and same Zoom meeting. Usually it is in Hindi. On Saturday, this 7:45 session is only conducted in English. Any other day, you can join us at 8 a.m. or 4:15 p.m. or 7:45 p.m. for live realization session in Hindi. So if you want to continue, please do look at those sessions. You can subscribe to our channel so that you can easily get those links or notification. We have also shared the link to our WhatsApp group. If you join that group, we keep sharing how to do foot soak, how to take bandhan, and all of our session links and tutorial videos. We keep sharing in that group, so it will be very helpful for you. Jai Shri Mataji. If anybody has any question, please do write in the comment section.
So for the new seekers, one important thing that Mayank just mentioned about is we have to meditate daily, just 10 minutes in the morning and in the evening. How to do that is something you can know more through this WhatsApp group that has been created. Also, there is a foot soak, which is essentially we put our feet in salted water for some time to cleanse ourselves. These are some important things that Shree Mataji has told us to keep us in a good shape and form for meditation. So it would be really helpful if all of us are doing that. And along with that, we join daily sessions to understand more and get the realization experience established.
We had one question earlier in the chat. She's asking how to clear Swadhisthana Chakra. I always feel heat and heaviness on my thumb.
Sure. So Mayank, do we have tutorials around that on the WhatsApp group or no?
We are going to share the links to those videos soon. Okay. In a couple of days.
Okay. So in the meantime, I'll just briefly talk about this. So clearing chakras, I think it's very, very good and very important that you being a new seeker, you are starting to figure out that there is a particular chakra that is caught up for me. And it is different for all of us because we are different personas. So there are many ways to do it in Sahaja Yoga. The first thing is that if you are getting vibrations in both the hands, the first thing is that if you're getting vibrations, then you place that hand on the place of that chakra and pray in meditation for clearing it out. you will find that in some time that chakra will get cleared out. There are mantras pertaining to each chakra on the left and right side, which we take in Sahaja Yoga to clear those chakras out. Apart from that, there is a clearing mechanism of moving our hands, because the vibrations are now flowing through the hands. So we can use that to clear that out. So all of this, it's a bit of a practical thing to do. And shortly we'll be sharing some videos around that also, which Mayank just talked about. So in the meantime, what you can simply do at home is just place your hand on the place of that chakra and pray in meditation. But the foremost thing is that you should be getting vibrations in your hands. If that is happening, then this activity works. Otherwise, it's just an activity. So that's one thing. We pray to Mother in meditation. We place our hands to give vibrations. We take mantras. Also doing foot soak is very good for clearing out Swadhisthana, especially if it's on the right hand side. If you are a very, very super active person, then the right Swadhisthana really is always off. And if on the left hand side, then there are different things for that. So it's a lot of things and mechanisms basis on exactly what is the chakra that is catching on which side. I'd suggest you do get in touch with us through the WhatsApp group, and we'll keep sharing things for you to help you out.
Jai Shri Mataji. We don't have any more questions.
So do you have anything to add to that, or that is fine?
No, that's it. I wanted to add one thing. Whoever has joined recently and want to continue, you can see, and if you want to know how to do meditation, you can do the way that we did today, or you can join any of the 3 programs that we conduct daily. In there, those are conducted in similar manner. We talk about Sahaja Yoga, then we talk about our internal system by sharing the chart, and then we do meditation. So you can join those, you can see those YouTube videos and do the meditation with us. So it will be very helpful. And those who have got the feeling on their hands, who have started to feel the vibrations, if all of your questions has been cleared, you have no doubt, you can join our 5:30 p.m. daily deep meditation session on the same YouTube channel. In that session, we meditate on the chakras and nadis, and we listen to Shree Mataji's talks. So it will be very helpful for you. If you are just started, please do continue in the live realization session. But once you start, like 10 to 15 days later, when you can feel the vibrations clearly, and then you can move to that deep meditation session. Jai Shri Mataji, everyone. We have no other questions, so we'll close this session now. Thank you, Shree Mataji, for this wonderful session and the joy that you are giving us. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji.